Hello everyone, welcome to the data analysis with Python training program. Today we are going to start our module 3 NumPy. So in this lecture we are going to study about NumPy basics. So first of all we will understand what is NumPy. Then we will move on the operations with the help of NumPy in Python. NumPy. NumPy is a library for the Python programming language adding support for large multidimensional arrays and matrices, along with a large collection of high-level mathematical functions to operate on these arrays. NumPy actually gives the power to data analysis that you can operate on vast mathematics with ease. Means you can operate different mathematical operations which are quite difficult to do with paper and pen. So it gives you the power to operate on those operations with ease. Understanding NumPy is so important for learning data analysis. So we will learn NumPy with the help of practice. Means we are going to learn NumPy with the help of Jupyter Notebook. Means we will be practicing along with the learning. First of all, open Jupyter Notebook and then create a new Python file and rename it as NumPy. So first of all, we are going to learn how to install NumPy in the system. So for that, write a command pip install NumPy and press shift and enter. I have already installed, so it's displaying that requirement already satisfied. NumPy is in location and it displayed the location where it has been installed. You may not need not to restart the kernel to use the updated packages. If your system will not contain these files from earlier, then the NumPy will get installed into your system. Alright, so now we will start with NumPy array. NumPy is basically used for NumPy array as well as NumPy matrices. Alright, so the main fundamental of NumPy array is you can use 1D array, 2D array or n dimensional arrays in NumPy with the help of NumPy library. Otherwise, in Python you can only work on 1D array, means one dimensional array. Dimensional in the sense means one axis. All the arrays which are on a single axis you can only perform on those arrays in normal Python, but with the help of NumPy library you can work on n dimensional array. So first of all we will consider what is NumPy array. Then NumPy array is actually a array which has same type data elements. So all of the elements are of same type. The first characteristic of NumPy array is all of the elements are of same type, and second one is it is indexed by tuple of non-negative numbers, and third one is that dimension are called also axes. Dimensions are called axes. Now let's see an example. Coordinate which representing the 3D coordinate, means a point coordinate which is actually representing a 3D space. This one is, it has only one axis, means this point will be on a single axis. Alright, so this one is called 1D array. Now let's consider 2D array. So for 2D array it will be on two axes, so 1 0 0, and another one is, let's consider, put a comma and write 2 3 5. So it has two axes. Let's see how we calculate axes. 2D array. Alright, see here, this one is the inner axis, means the first axis, and this one is also the outer square bracket represent the first axis and the inner square brackets represent second axis. Here only single square bracket is used, so that's why it is called 1D array. Alright, so first of all we will understand how to create an array. So for using NumPy, you must have to import the NumPy library. For importing any library, we use import, then write the library name like NumPy as, and for our convenience we put a variable name for the library, like I am going to put np. You may also put your name also. Alright, so after importing you have to just run this cell, shift and enter, then wait until the, here you will get a star mark. Until it not get converted into a number, please wait until that. Alright, now I am going to create an array, so write a variable name, then write package name np, because we have called numpy library as np. So always remember, don't forget to put np or the name which you have used, np dot array. Array is a function which actually creates the array. Now you can put here the dimensions of which you want to create, like I want to print 1 2 3. I want to create an array of 1 2 3. Then when I am going to call a, I will get answer as 1 2 3. I can also use an array of 2 dimension, like the way, put a square bracket here and put a comma and write 2 3 4 and again close the square bracket. Now call this thing, we are going to get 2D array. Alright, you can also call, like I am going to change this to HSR. Now when I am going to call this, I am going to get an error, HSR. So let's see, there is not an error. Alright, so you can also rename it as your name. Now we can check the data type of the array. As I have stated that it contains only a single type of elements, means you can also check the data type of this array. So for that we use the variable name, then dot, and then type d type and pass the variable name. Sorry, there is no need to pass any variable name because you already have used variable name. So directly type a dot d type and then press shift and enter. You will get answer as integer 32, means it has used all the integers of 32 bit. Actually it's representing the bit system. When you are going for taking an array of float value, like let's see, b is equal to np dot, sorry, hsr dot. Now when you are going to use np dot array and put value as 1.2, 2.3, 3.4, and you are going to run this cell, then you will get answer like this. Alright, so we have got the array of float value. So when we are going to check the data type, it will state that d type is the command for, then it will represent what, float 64. Alright, so in this way we can create an array. We can also create a multi-dimensional array, as well as we can also create an array of particular thing, like see, I am entering a, let's see, a array C, and I am writing like np dot array and putting value as 1 comma 2 comma 3, but I want to convert it into a float value. Then we have to just type comma, then type d type and put the thing which you want to convert, like I want it in float, so I am writing float. When I am going to press shift and enter, you will get that this one is converted into float value. You can also change it into complex, means in the form of a plus I, means let's see, here you have complex number, because it will convert the, it has converted all the numbers into complex number, because complex number is represented by j, small j in Python. Alright, so it has converted into complex, you can also convert it into integer. So let's see, this one is converted into integer. Alright, so you can also create an array with providing a data type of that array also. Now we will create two type of array, like in the sense of zeros. Zeros is a function in NumPy library which gives you the power to create an array of where all the elements will be zeros. So type np dot zeros and then put the dimension, like I want to get 3 comma 4. So I will, sorry, I missed one more parenthesis because this one is a function, zeros is a function, so don't miss the parenthesis, otherwise you will be in trouble. You can also provide different, I have committed one more mistake, so you can put like this and you will get answer as this. This one has created an array of 3 rows and 4 columns. You can see that there is 3 rows and 4 columns in the array. So it has created 3 comma 4 array. Alright, you can also create array with elements as 1. So for that you have to use ones and then write the dimension, like I want to create an array of 3 row and 5 column, then it will give me the output as this, 3 array and 5 column. You can also put here by the data type thing, d type is equal to integer, otherwise it will always convert it into a float one. Alright, so this one is been converted into integer. You can also provide the, sorry, I have made mistake, that np dot integer 16, then you will get not any error. It has converted all these things into integer 16. Alright, now you may also use other things, like you can arrange, means you can change the orientation of this array with the help of a command or function called arrange. Means you can change the dimension of an array with the help of arrange function. Before moving to that, we will understand how to get the dimension, means which dimension it is. So let's see, we have created a C array. So type C, then dot n dim. It will actually represent you the dimension of that array. N dim is the command which you can use for the getting the dimension, like b dot n dim, then you will get the dimension of b. A dot n dim, then you will get the dimension of a. Here I store it in a variable, like I am storing s1 is equal to this. So when you are going to call s1 dot ndim, then you are going to get answer as 2, because this one is a 2D array. You can see that here is concept of row as well as column. If you are only giving the row, then this one is only 1D array. Otherwise it containing row column, then it one is 2D array. You can also create 3D array, like see s2 is equal to np dot ones and then provide the location like 2 3 4, and I want 2 3 5. Let's create first 3D array, then go for the multi-dimensional array, s2 dot ndim, then you are going to get like 3. You can also convert it into a 4D array, just providing the thing. You can see how 4D array is being represented. Let's see, here 1 2 3, 3 are the outer axes, and in the inner axis all the elements has been represented, and after each you can see that in this way this one is being represented. Alright, so we can create ND array with the help of NumPy, and we can also perform all the operations. So first of all, let's transform all the things, means understand how to transform all the things. Before that, we are going to use a thing, that one is called how to write the command and how not to write. Like you can also make a mistake like a dot is equal to np dot array, and you may write 1 2 3 4. So if you are going to write this thing, you will always get an error because two non-keyword arguments not accepted, means you can only give like this: a is equal to np dot array, and then take a square bracket. In this way, it will understand that you are giving only one argument, because in the within the square bracket there is only one argument. But when you are giving the value with the help of comma separated values, then it is treating all these things as other keywords, means you are providing more than one input. It treating like that. That's why it has displayed no only two non-keywords arguments accepted. Means you can put one keyword, that one is the array elements, and another one is what? Dimension. Alright. So in this way we can create the things from here, and now I will show you how to convert all these array, means transform all these array. Alright. So one transformation is what? Complex, means by data type. Another transformation you can make with the help of arrange. Like see, we have created this one A as 1D array. Now I am going to show you how to transform this array. Alright. So we can transform. Let's see what is this. This one is 1D array. Alright. So let's transform this thing with the help of a function called reshape. Actually, there are how many elements? Reshape is used. Reshape is a function which is used for transforming the dimensions. All right. So let's see what is the dimension of a, and dim is equal to 1. Now I am going to change the dimension of this array with the help of reshape function. So always remember, reshape requires you can put any numbers of argument in the reshape function, but always remember all the arguments multiplied, then it must be equal to the total number of elements present in the array. Like here, how many elements are present? 6. So you can use only these two combinations, 1 comma 6. You can use 2 comma 3, or you may use 3 comma 2, or you may use 6 comma 1. All right, this combination you can try. All right, you may also use 3 dimension like 1 2 3, and you may also use 3 2 1, or you may use 1 3 2. All right, so let's see what I'm trying to say. You can use a is equal to np dot a dot array reshape. All right, a dot reshape, and then write the command like 1 comma 6. Then it will transform the array into a 2D array. You can check the dimension of this array, ndim a dot ndim. Then you will get it has not transformed anything. Now you can, sorry, it has only reshaped here. So store it in a. Then you will get the answer as 2, because it has changed the previous array into what? N dimensional array. So remove this thing. Now again you will check, then you will get answer as. So run the above cell again, and then it has actually replaced the things. So run all the cells from above, so that you get the dimension as 1. All right. So now you get the dimension as 1. Now here you will also get the dimension as 1. Now I am going to show you. Let's store it in S5. All right. So when you are going to check the dimension of S5, you will get answer as 2. Now I am going to show you how it will be reshaped in 3D array. So let's see, S6 is equal to, put the array name A dot, then write reshape and write what? 1 comma 2 comma 3. Then you will get the dimension of S6 as what? 3. You have got the dimension as 3. You can also check the transformation. See, here it has been transformed into what? There are 3 axes and it has called 2 rows, 3 columns, and 1 is the outer, means 1 in the outer axis, 2 columns in the inner axis, and 3 in the innermost axis. 3 elements will be in the innermost axis. Let's see. This one is outer, this one is inner, and this one is innermost. So you can see that 3 elements in innermost. In this one, there are 2 elements. This one is the first element, and this one is the second element in the inner section. And in the outer, you can see there is only 1 element. All right. So in this way, transformation is made. All right. Now I am going to show you a function called arange. Arange is a function just similar like we have used in what? In for loop. We have used for loop, what? We have to print 0 to 100 or a particular number. Then what we have used? Range function. In the same manner, when we have to create an array between a particular range, then we can use for a range function. It also takes 3 arguments. Arange function, sorry, I have arange function takes 3 attribute, means like a start value, then end value, and another one is what? Jump. And all these things are separated by comma. All right. So we can use arange function for creating an array. Let's see. I'm creating an array. HSR is equal to np dot, I'm using arange function. So for that you have to use what? ARANGE, arange, and it actually creates a array. All right. So I'm giving the value as 10,000, means I want to create an array starting from 0 to 10,000 in one dimension. Now when I'm going to call HSR, I will get answer like this. All right. So I can check the dimension of HSR, HSR.ndim, then I will get dimension as 1. All right. So how we can check the shape of the array? So you can check the shape of array with the help of HSR.shape, and it will display you the shape, means how many elements are in the array. All right. You can check the shape of also S6, which you have all created earlier. So S6.shape, it will gives you the number of elements available there. Then the shape of array is what? 1, 2, 3. Sorry, number of elements. It represent number of elements. It actually represent the shape, means how many elements are in the each axis. All right. So here in the first axis there are 10,000 elements. In other axis there is nothing. So it has written in the form of 1000 and then nothing. I have mentioned earlier that it is being indexed in tuple format. That's why it represented that shape in tuple format. You can see this. This one is actually a tuple of 1 element, and this one is what? Tuple of 3 elements. So when you are going to check the shape, it will always represent you the in the tuple format. You can check the size with the help of size argument, size command like size, then you are going to get the number of elements. Shape will give you the means how the structure is of different axes, and size will represent you number of elements present in the array. All right. And d type will give you the data type of the elements in the array, and ndim. So we have learned ndim, noted down, is used for dimension of nd array. All right, and dot shape is used for what? Shape of the, you can also call the dimension of the array, used for dimensions of array, and then size. This one is used for what? Total number of elements in the array. All right, so you can also use d type dot d type is used for what? Getting the data type of elements in the array. All right, and another one is item size. Item size is also a command you can use, and it actually represent you the size in bytes of each element. All right, it is actually used for getting the total size of the array. All right, and then you can also use dot data for containing the buffer containing the actual elements of array. Actually, we don't need the dot data command because this one is rarely used in when you are going for machine learning. Then you will using the dot data. So left it now, and remember all these things because we are going to use all these things again and again in the upcoming topics. All right, so always remember these things. And now I'm ending this lecture here. We will be learning all the things, different operations, functions, and indexing, slicing, iterating, all these things in the upcoming module. And we will also work on shape manipulation, and then we will stacking together different arrays, means adding two arrays in one another. Then we will also learn how to splitting one array into several similar ones, then copying an array. Then we will also check the membership thing, and all we will learn in the next topic. So that's all about today. So that's all about today. Thank you. See you all in the next lecture.